It's the Cable
Horseshoe crab. Is the crab pinging combo in this limited format? Cradle Guard actually seems great. 3 mana for a 4/4 with Echo. Pestilence is really good too. And then I'm a sucker for a card like Fertile Ground. Yeah, Pestilence is a nutty fucking common, Vile Requiem's funny. Sarah's Liturgy. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a verse counter on this, sack this enchantment, destroy X target artifacts or enchantments. Yeah, we're gonna take the Expunge because it just like plays well with Pestilence. Pestilence clears the shitters. Expunge can kill the large things. You're very excited about Saga Draft? Nice. No apology required. I'm also excited. Yeah, when I first started as a kid, Saga wasn't like a new set, but it was still like fresh on everybody's minds. Looking at Rewind and looking at Catalog. Stern Proctor to save your Pestilence is kind of funny. Enchanted Land is an island. Get dicked. Bug Lizard's got a nice thick toughness to keep the Pestilence around. Remembrance. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you may search your library for a card with the same name. Probably not triggering that too much. That is an expensive Ravenous Rats. Just 4 mana, 2/1 Ravenous Rats. Yeah, I'm tempted by the Unworthy Dead. That is a creature that could like stick around post-Pestilence, but you would have to regenerate for each ping. Yeah, fuck it. Give me the fucking 4 mana, 2/1. Let's go. Abundance, I remember that one. So Scourge Familiar isn't terrible as a 5 mana 3/2 flyer. I feel like I should be taking black cards. Blanchwood Treefolk does actually seem legit good with Pestilence, though. If that's something I want to consider. Like just 5 mana for a 4/5. Abundance is not very good. Search your library for 2 forests and put them in your hand. Looming Shade. Jeez, should I just be mono black? Am I fucking up? 3/1 flyer is not a bad clock. Beginning of your upkeep, if you control another non-land permanent, sacrifice this creature. Fogbank is fucking sweet. It's not very good into Pestilence, but solid blocker. And this permablock. The thing is, I feel like blue's just not that open. And I should just be grabbing Looming Shade. You like Fogbank? I also enjoy a Fogbank. You bet I'll table the other shade. You think I should be mono black? It seems like I could be, right? Black seems really open. Despondency. Not very good. Destroy all creatures with flying. Jesus. Could be a sideboard card. Guerrilla Warriors, not the worst stats. I don't think I can beat a Root of Protection black, so might as well pull that one. Four mana Mind Rot, huh? All right, Urza's Legacy, I think, is the next one. And Urza's Legacy only has one card above $10, and that's Grim Monolith. Welder, Hidden Gibbons, Engineered Plague are all reasonable. You're looking for Phyrexian Plague Lord. I think the best card that we could get would actually be Deranged Hermit. MTG Goldfish claims Hidden Gibbons is 12 ticks. MTG Goldfish is wrong. Goatbot sells Gibbons for 10 ticks and buys them for 8. Gang of Elk is solid. Thinking about that Shivan Phoenix, Has anyone ever beaten a Shivan Phoenix? It does take double red. Gang of Elk is solid, though. 6 mana for a 5/4, and it's hard to block. We'll listen to our signals, I suppose. Brink of Madness. I remember this card being fucking terrible. But if your upkeep, if you have no cards in hand, sack this enchantment, and target opponent discards their hand. Yeah. Grunts, however. When you were a kid, Shivan Phoenix was your favorite card. What was my favorite card when I was a kid? I did like that sort of stuff, too. I was sneak attacking out Weatherseed Treefolk. And then I would sack the Weatherseed Treefolk to Altar of Dementia. Have y'all seen my giant cock? Cockroach, yeah. Thinking about Yavimaya Granger. I do like Acolyte, but the double green is iffy because I want to be base black here. Some good blue stuff going from this side. Do I finally take an Acolyte and just accept being full 2-color? Or do I grab Granger number 2? Granger could really help with like a splash if I ever get one of those, having 2 of these. Acolyte's a 2-drop? Sort of. Like, how often am I having double green on turn 2? Almost never, right? Get some big-ass chonkers in there. Am I allowed to pick 2-drops? If I see any good ones. The only one that I was really tempted by... There were a couple of skeletons that I was sort of tempted by. Your favorite card was Coral Eel, just because it had excellent art. I mean, that's a solid reason. I really liked the art on the Phantasmal Mount. I think that is still one of my favorite Magic arts. Could grab a SWAT. Could grab Granger number 3. Just all Grangers all the time, baby. Yeah, at what point does this card get bad, right? When did sets start getting designed with limited in mind? I think that was... Fuck, what was that set? It was not Homelands, no. Homelands was designed... I think it was Mirage was the first set designed with limited in mind. But it could have been Weatherlight. Homelands was designed by one of the janitors at Wizards, who wanted to design a format flavor first. And Wizards was really scrapped for card designs because the game was so new and there's this big demand. And they're like, sure. Anyway, that's why that set sucks. Damping Engine. A player controls more permanents. Each other player can't play lands. That's funny. Alright, I guess... Maybe Denouncer is better. Oh. Some blueprints, huh? Nothing wrong with SWAT. Hell yeah, Bionull. God, I remember people playing Crawl Space and it never fucking looked good ever. like at the kitchen table and stuff. We had 3 Value Piles trophy in a row, Daniel Tokthai, so I don't know which one you're talking about. You're just scared of cockroaches? Oh, that's Heather Hudson art. Nice. Oh, we got some good cards here. Prentice Necromancer. Sack this creature. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Gains haste. And the next ends up sack it. Oh, well, that's not a good one. Yavimaya Elder, however, is good. Dying Whale's a very funny mind rat. I think Disease Carriers would be solid in this deck, too. I'm going to grab that Attrition and be pretty happy about it. If only I had the Shivan Phoenix, For 7 mana, I could kill a creature every turn. Yeah, random terrible creatures just got a whole lot better in my deck, We'll be able to, like, run out a Granger and then sack it and not have to worry about Echo. What if that makes stuff like Plague Beetle better, just by nature of being super cheap? Ravenous Rats? Actual factual Ravenous Rats would be sick, for sure. The money cards in Urza's Destiny are Powder Keg, Phyrexian Negator. Oh, we're already under $5. It's not a money set. Elvish Piper was definitely a coveted card on the kitchen table. It was absolutely a card that people were like, oh, everybody kill that! They're going to put a Darksteel Colossus into play. And it never activated. It never looked good, ever. In the history of kitchen table Magic. Scent of Nightshade is actually quite good in my deck. But can I pass a Yavimaya Elder even though I've got this giant stack of 3s? Hardwarden? Yeah, Hardwarden's sick. Am I ever going to draft a 2-drop, they ask? Reveal any number of black cards in your hand. Target creature gets -X. Well, that's kind of cool, too. The Fodder Cannon. Just worse attrition. The Scourge is interesting. Disease Carriers is interesting. Another big old chunker, sure. I was kind of hoping we'd see something worth splashing with all this land search. Wow, Compost. Mental Discipline seems kind of sweet. Oh man, Goblin Gardeners. Goblin Gardener Attrition, how do you lose? I'm grabbing Compost, because I don't think I can beat it. Experiment is fine. I don't think I'd play the Beetle. Rescue, rebuy my Pestilence so it doesn't die. This is a pod draft. It certainly is. Bubbling Muck plus Pestilence. The combo. I think the packs were deep. Pack 1, Darkling Scribe. There were a couple people to the right of me that clearly weren't into black, but I also think that the packs, there were just like a lot of packs that had 4 or 5 black cards in them. And so it'll look like black is open, but it's not surprising that it's not like that open. We still got that attrition. That was kind of nice in the later packs and such. I was glad we collectively. I was glad that we identified green as the most open secondary color. That Phoenix tempted me towards red, but I'm glad I didn't pull the trigger on that. I like how we have Gaia's Bounty, which is just search for your library for 2 forests and put them in your hands. And then we also have Yavimaya Elder, like within the same block. Yeah, I think that's the strat. The old 9-8 here. Possible I should be even favoring green, huh? With the Yavimaya Elders. Because when you crack the Elder, you're getting 2 swamps. Yeah, turn 2 Hard Warden has to be like way above average for for our openers, huh? Just fixing the overlay real quick. All right, cool. Should be good now. Was that a whole gang of elk? Yeah. Used to be such a good neighborhood before that gang of elk came in. So much rutting. Now it's even better. Are they trampling something? Like, I can't really tell what that white thing is in front of them. It seems like a hard card for me to deal with, doesn't it? Yeah, we're going to be boarding in Whirlwind. Oh my god. Whenever deals damage to a player, return a creature. I think this is okay. When we get maybe upkeep of enchanted creature's controller, they sack the creature unless they pay 2. What kind of removal we got? Our best removal spell is Pestilence. Reveal any number of blue cards in your hand. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each card revealed this way. Oh, you better believe we're paying. The sigil bounces. So it says whenever enchanted creature deals damage to a player, return a creature that player controls to its owner's hand. So it means if I like spent 6 mana and played out my Yavimaya Worm, they'd go like, okay, ping you, bounce it. So that's why I just invested 2 turns on this Urza's Blueprints. If you're curious about that. At least we get to see what's in their hand. Rewind, Vigilant Drake, Illuminated Wings. A little worried about that rewind. So SWAT can answer the Thornwind. There's that at least. Okay, okay. Still at 15 here. Little Vigilant Drake coming down. Blueprint too strong. Blueprint's pretty good. It's kind of crazy that we managed to resolve it between like the miscalc, the rewind, and the Brian CK. All right, what do we got? We got 10 mana in play. Ironic that Vigilant Drake doesn't have vigilance. All right, sort of does, right? The last time we had a shade printed with black pump effect, not that long ago. There's one. It was like a Savannah Lions, and it needed some condition. Like maybe it was in the Vroom Vroom racing set, and then it would become a shade. Maybe I'm mixing cards up. I think I am. I think that creature had like a blood gas type effect. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when the last time we had a shade was. Wasn't there a Gravedigger shade recently? Oh shit, what up? Hey Lumler, thanks for 41 months. Misery's Shadow. Yeah, that was a solid shade, huh? Dave always looks a little sad when I'm streaming. He's like, we could be playing fetch right now. Yeah, Misery's Shadow being a colorless pump was nuts. What the opponent's tanking about here? Does seem like they're in a rough place. Oh, I think they're deciding whether to hold up Rewind or run out the Drake. Kind of a fucked up little game there. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in the Presence. I'm gonna bring in the Whirlwind. What am I cutting though? Denouncer actually looked great. Could potentially get it down in underneath their pinger. Their pinger made the Ravenous Scourge look uniquely terrible, so I think I'll be cutting that one. I think we can cut Disease Carriers too. Rest looks solid. Pestilence plus green chonker is insane for limited. Yeah, that's how we ended up. That's one of the reasons we ended up in these colors. We had the early Pestilence. And I wanted some big butts to pair with it. But I was originally, I took like an early catalog, and I was considering blue-black too. But blue just wasn't very open, so. This Pestilence card seems okay. I just saw the group of people in chat like, holy shit. Yep. The old two-lander on the draw. You hit for the Elder, though. You're just fucking groovy. We do have all of our 6-drops. Pestilence does not see play in Legacy. It does see play in Pauper. Usually alongside, there's a 4-drop that people play in Pauper alongside it. That like, it's like a 4-mana 2/3 that has protection from monocolored. So your Pestilence is just never going to die because it doesn't take damage from the Pestilence. Oh, a pretty reasonable card in its own right, too. We're keeping 1-landers? Keeping 1-landers over there? I mean, we kept a 2-lander. Oh, they hit. Damn. Now we're going to discard. I guess I've been Worm. Fuck. You understand how Pestilence got printed, but not at a common? Yeah, it was reprinted at a common. It was originally uncommon. They made a few balance mistakes in Saga Block. I think Wizards is very aware that there was an oopsie doodle or two in this block floating around. Pestilence at common, perhaps the most egregious for limited. I guess we're grunting, huh? Nice. Pretty happy with grunts eating miscalc here. All right. What kind of spell is this? What kind of tune is this Piper playing? Palinchron? All right, we're under a bit of pressure now. Because they can return the Palinchron to their hand and then just put it back into play off the Piper. So we need to answer the Piper and then also the Palinchron. Once we've dealt with the Piper, we'll be able to answer the Palinchron later, like they play it, and then with the trigger on the stack, we can just pop it. Uh-oh. Just a fucking 4/4. 4/4 is pretty good. Because they hit me for 8 here. I think there's a good chance they take me. Like, we hit a forest, we can whirlwind, and then they bounce Palinchron back to hand. Okay, a forest right now, I think actually wins for me, because it clears all their flyers and just leaves them with a 4/4. Nice. Nice. The whirlwind. They didn't play around it. So we do go down to 2 life on their attack here. So I guess I'm still dead to a hard counter. I guess I'm still dead to rewind at this point. Or just a 2-power creature, right? Because the Taunting Elf removes my ability to block. Two-power creature, damn. Yeah, I think they still got me. Expunge only answers one thing. Yeah, you can play the Yavimaya Elder, sack it to the attrition, and then play a land, and then you're still 1 mana short of being able to play this Expunge too. Second Whirlwind would just kill the Drake. Whirlwind of a game, yeah. And I was so happy that they played that Taunting Elf earlier, and then here it is, helping them close it out. Damn. I feel like it's going to be kind of rare for this deck to stumble on mana. The triple Yavimaya Granger, double Yavimaya Elder deck. Probably just not happening that often. Maybe some Lunoka. After the comment about homelands, except for Primal Order and Merchant Scroll, there's nothing great. There were a couple of other arrows. Arrows was reasonable. Hell yeah, Ratiphius. Yeah, there's Serrated Arrows, and there was Phantasmal Bears. Phantasmal Bears was the 2-mana 3/3 that like untapped every other turn if you were attacking with it, which was not a bad rate back in the day. Or Spectral Bears. Yeah, Spectral, not Phantasmal, right? Phantasmal was a 1-mana 2/2 in a later set. Look at me getting my bears mixed up. I'm sorry. We cycling? Sure. Do 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 do. I really like the background in Giant Cockroach. A lot of thought point put into the lighting. Walk into the club like, what up? I got a big cockroach. If the sun ever hit the swamp, where would these scurry to? I don't think I am playing the Blanchwood Treefolk this turn. It smells like a rewind turn. Well, on the other hand, that Hardwarden sure slammed into play quickly. So the danger with this Pestilence is that they bounce my Treefolk. And then I lose the Pestilence. But even then, I guess it killed the Brine Seer. I think they were planning on playing the 5-mana 4/4 here, but that just gets eaten by the Pestilence, and then we attack for the win. So that was the tap and then concede. Okay. Wasn't sure if we were gonna get miscalced here or not. Now we have to decide we're going to play Echo. I think we do. Looks like my opponent was missing a color there. So unlike my previous opponent, we didn't see a big pile of counters, even though they're playing blue. So I'm not going to bring in the presence. We did see a flyer. That's the cycle flyer, which makes me wonder if I want the whirlwind or not. I think on the draw, we can go minus Scourge plus whirlwind here. Looks like a mull to me. Sure. Yeah, Catalog's a great card. It's no Urza's Blueprints, but it's a great one. Normally, I'd be stoked to trade my Yavimaya Granger for the Kingfisher. But now we'll have a Whirlwind in hand, right? And here you could have sacked and then served, and they sacked a draw card in response. You get your 2 damage in. All that would have been fine. Well, shit. Seems like they're gonna be able to finish off my sweet 4/4. I can't resist, though. 3 damage to up to 2 target creatures. I smelled it. I knew something was coming. I should have just taken the 2 damage. That's some cool art. This Palinchron's an issue. I should have paid attention to the names in my group. I thought it was pod play. Would it be kind of cool to know if I was facing someone from my pod or not? So I could kill the Palinchron here, but it would involve me 2-for-1ing myself, and I don't think that's quite worth it. Why is it a 2-for-1? So Palinchron has this ability, 2 blue blue, return this creature to its owner's hand. So if you point a removal spell at the Palinchron, they will respond by bouncing it to the hand. Then you have to use a second removal spell when they're sitting there with 4 mana open. Making sure the slow motion doesn't hit the battlefield. Oh, come on. Cut me some slack, opponent. So on board, they can attack me down to 1. We're going to wait until their attack step to sack, because they could play a haste creature, right? They already showed me the Avalanche Riders. This Pestilence isn't looking great. Oh my god. Come on! What the fuck? Yeah, if they had just played a creature with 1 less power, then the Disease Carriers could buy me a turn. Brutal. Played around Whirlwind so well. Well, they were on the top of their library, you dude. The opponent was Hellbent, and they just drew and they played Drake number 3. Bummer. I guess I was supposed to turn 2-for-1 myself a turn earlier. I thought there was a chance they might by waiting a turn, we got them to play 1 more flyer into the Whirlwind though, and then it becomes a 2-for-2 instead of a 2-for-1. Damn, we had so much gas left in hand too. All those hot bodies. Oh, tokens are much earlier in Magic than Onslaught block. Remember there's the 2-drop guy that would give your opponents 1/1 sand creature tokens, or maybe it was more expensive than that. There's like a cheap 3/4 that gave your opponent critters. A cumulative upkeep give your opponent 1/1s, and then back with the old token rules, if you made the token, you owned it, even the opponent controlled it, so you could steal it back with Brand. Kind of fun. I believe there were there tokens in Alpha. There might be some weird ones. The Hive in the Alpha set, right? Just 6 mana, make a 1/1. Oh, physical tokens. Wow. Well, why didn't you say so? I remember when Ring of Gix was talked about in hushed tones. Hopefully there's not some red sweeper here for me. Are there high cost cards in this set? It's a block. There's some stuff in the like the $10 to $20 range, but it's pretty low value. No Guy's Cradles in here, no. Sweet. Keeping another 2-laner on the draw. Hopefully that doesn't punish me. Is this not a blue opponent? White-black, interesting. Rune of Protection green. Well, we got our third land at least. We can bring him Compost. We can, yeah. Compost is a fucked up card. Blocking here. I don't want to pay the Echo on this anyway. You're supposed to be playing this Yavimaya Elder. False Prophet. I kind of remember what that thing does. When this creature dies, exile all creatures. Oh. Opponent thinking about activating that for being Watchtower, and like, nah. I'm sitting here with this SWAT, like, go on. Yeah, them getting that blueprints rolling this early is pretty annoying for me. It's going to take me a little bit to catch up. So I can play my blueprints out and start jibbing and jabbing. I could also like run out Giant Cockroach in one of the 2-drops, which I kind of like. I kind of like applying some pressure. Let's do this. So far, this match is making me wish I had some disenchants in my board. Oh well. Pestilence is on end step too, so it's really good with this Forbidding Watchtower. Paying this might actually kill me. And then the issue is they can just untap and pump into the Pestilence, even if I answer their creature here. Compost definitely coming in. Plague Beetle coming in. Really gets my fucking goat cutting these awesome 6-drops. Expunge has enough targets. I think they have enough creatures for attrition, too. Choosing to draw is not crazy. I'd feel a lot better about this 2-lander, Yay. You got it. There's some fucking value, huh? There's some value. Can't attack. Let's put in the graveyard, return it to hand. Just gonna pass. I think that was wrong, actually. Should have activated the Pestilence on my turn, too. Oh, there I think I was supposed to, like, just sink a shitload into the Pestilence. And then play 2 creatures. I think I'm playing this poorly. Giving me credit there, but yeah, I think what I was supposed to do is just like dump a ton into the Pestilence. They get their pacifism back. We like play out 2 creatures or 1 creature or whatever, and then just like set up the Fireball a second time. Double check, make sure there's no disenchants chilling here. So no weird ones. Yeah, Harmonic Convergence does not seem like a very good one, right? For beating Pestilence. Pestilence does only check on end stat. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So I could have nuked the board and then played out some critters. Got more damage in. Put me on the play. That's fun. Yeah, I thought about it. Simeon Grunts gets a little bricked up by that mom. Alright. Well met. I don't have another removal spell for the mom in hand, so it's not worth sacking there. In my opinion. Yeah, opponent's thinking about whether I want to keep this or not. Like, if they attack, get the free damage in, whether they want me to pay the Echo. Because, yeah, I'm just not even dicking with that. And this might be wrong. Cycling Rune of Protection green, looking for more swamps to apply the pressure. We are going to go ahead and pay the Echo on the Urza's blueprints. Excuse me. Sarah's Embrace, +2/+2, and has Flying and Vigilance. We're kind of in a race to find Pestilence, because that'll clean the Mother Runes the easiest, I guess. Or maybe a Reach creature. I think I boarded out one of my Reach creatures. Maybe that Whirlwind should be in. No, I just boarded out the 6 drops. Yeah, I mean, Pestilence might just not be good enough. I might not have the life total to work with it when I get there. Shade 2 looming. Unfortunate we can't get this compost down, huh? Judgment's nice there. Yeah, really regretting not boarding in Whirlwind of all things. Unnerve right on time. Yeah, the erase feels like that one took this game down. Can't play the compost here, because then they could give a creature pro color and attack for that last point. And any black source gives lethal too. I don't actually think I have live draws, despite having so many cards. If the Mother Rune serves, I just die, huh? Commander did not really exist back here, back in the good old days. I think it was a while before we had EDH even. GG. 150 play points. I could draft again with that.